I remember the day it all began. A chill ran down my spine, a shiver of excitement and fear. It was a choice, a single moment that unraveled everything, a tapestry woven with love and trust, now torn into irreparable pieces. I often wonder if I could go back, if I would change that one decision that set me on a path of deception and heartbreak. Emily was my world. She truly was. Her laughter was a melody, her smile a sunrise. Every morning we woke up, entwined in a blanket of comfort and companionship. Our dreams were aligned, our future, a shared vision of happiness and stability. We talked about children, a little house with a garden growing old together. Her hand in mine, it felt so real, so concrete, so utterly perfect. I believed in us. I believed in forever. I loved her more than I had ever loved anyone before or since. I swore an oath in my heart to cherish her, to protect her, to always be her rock, her safe harbor. Then came the slow erosion, a subtle shift in the tectonic plates of our relationship. It wasn't a dramatic earthquake. No sudden catastrophe, just a quiet settling, a creeping sense of routine. Perhaps boredom. If I'm being brutally honest with myself, I started taking her for granted. Her unwavering devotion became something expected, not something cherished. The conversations grew shallower, the sparks dimmed, the easy intimacy slowly faded into comfortable silence, a silence that sometimes felt heavy, pregnant, with unspoken desires and unaddressed needs. That's when Chris walked into my life, a whirlwind of newness, a breath of fresh air, a captivating distraction. We met at a work event, a conference in another city, far from the familiar streets of home, far from the expectations and responsibilities I carried with me. Chris was vibrant, spontaneous, full of an energy I felt I had lost, or perhaps never truly possessed. Our conversations were intoxicating, they were stimulating. They made me feel alive again, made me feel seen in a way I hadn't felt in a long time with Emily. Chris listened, really listened, asked questions, made me laugh in a way that felt liberating and dangerous all at once. The first time we kissed, it was an accident, or at least that's what I told myself. A late-night discussion fueled by a few too many drinks, a shared vulnerability, an undeniable physical pull. My heart pounded a drum against my ribs, a frantic rhythm of guilt and desire. It was electric. It was wrong. It was exhilarating. I pulled away, then I leaned back. In the taste of betrayal, bitter and sweet on my tongue, that kiss sealed my fate. It opened a door I should have kept locked and bolted forever. From that moment, my life became a carefully constructed lie, a performance I had to maintain with meticulous precision. I developed a double life, a secret existence woven into the fabric of my days. I perfected the art of deception, a master of excuses and fabricated stories. Every phone call, every text message, every late night out was a calculated risk. A step further down a treacherous path I became adept at, compartmentalizing my emotions, keeping Emily in one box and Chris in another, each unaware of the other's existence. The guilt was a constant companion, a heavy stone in my stomach, a knot in my throat. It was always there, a dull ache, a sharp pang, a quiet whisper reminding me of my transgressions. Yet I continued. I rationalized my actions, told myself that Emily was happy in her ignorance, that I was just seeking something I lacked, something that didn't truly harm her. If she never knew, I convinced myself that I was entitled to this fleeting happiness, this fleeting thrill, that I deserved to feel wanted and desired in this new, intoxicating way. My self-deception grew stronger with each passing day, each stolen moment, each whispered secret. I became a stranger to myself, a person I no longer recognized, lost in a labyrinth of my own making. The emotional toll was immense. I was constantly on edge, fearful of discovery, terrified of the inevitable collapse of my carefully constructed facade. I slept poorly, tormented by nightmares of confrontation and loss, my conscience a relentless prosecutor in the silent courtroom of my mind. I lost my appetite, my once cheerful disposition replaced by a moody irritability. I was present with Emily, but my mind was often miles away replaying conversations with Chris planning our next secret rendezvous. I was there, but I was not there. I was a shell of my former self, hollowed out by the weight of my lies. The worst part was seeing Emily, her unwavering trust, her innocent gaze, her tender touches. Each act of her pure affection felt like a dagger to my heart, a brutal reminder of my betrayal of the sacred bond we shared. She would talk about our future, our upcoming plans, and I would nod, smile, feign enthusiasm. All the while, a storm of guilt and shame raged within me. I wanted to confess. I wanted to unburden myself, to scream the truth from the rooftops. But the fear of losing her, of shattering her world, of facing her unimaginable pain held me captive in my own web of deceit. The discovery came, as it always does in these stories. It wasn't a dramatic reveal. No cinematic confrontation. It was much simpler, much crueler. A stray message, a notification on my phone, a name Emily didn't recognize, a quick glance at a screen that changed everything. Her eyes met mine, and in them I saw not anger at first, but confusion, then a dawning horror, a crushing realization, a silent understanding of the truth that needed no words to be conveyed. Her face drained of color. Her world crumbled before my eyes, and I was the architect of its destruction, the monster who had torn it all down. The aftermath was brutal, a desolate wasteland of shattered dreams and broken trust. Her tears were a torrent, a river of sorrow that washed away any lingering shred of my self-respect. Her pain was a tangible thing, a suffocating weight that pressed down on me more than any guilt I had ever felt. Her questions were like daggers, each one piercing my heart, revealing the depths of my cruelty, the extent of my deception. I watched as the light left her eyes, as her belief in love, her belief in me disintegrated into dust. I had taken everything from her, her faith, her happiness, her future with me. And I knew in that moment that I deserved every bit of her anger, every bit of her disgust. I tried to apologize. I begged for forgiveness. I offered explanations that sounded hollow, even to my own ears. But there was nothing I could say, nothing I could do to undo the damage, to heal the wounds I had inflicted. The trust was gone, irretrievable, lost like a precious jewel dropped into the deepest ocean. Our relationship ended, not with a bang, but with a whimper, a final heartbroken goodbye that echoed in the empty spaces of our once shared home. The years that followed were a solitary journey, a period of profound introspection and agonizing regret. I faced the consequences of my actions, the loneliness, the loss of friendship, the tarnished reputation, the constant battle with my own conscience. I understood then that infidelity isn't just about physical betrayal. It's a betrayal of the heart, of the soul, of the very foundation of trust that holds relationships together. It leaves scars, not just on the betrayed, but on the betrayer too. A constant reminder of a moral failing, a profound lapse in judgment. I learned that honesty, even painful honesty, is always the better path, that true love requires unwavering commitment and respect, that taking someone for granted is the first step towards losing them. I learned that running from problems only creates bigger ones, that true happiness comes from within, not from external validation or fleeting excitement. I had to rebuild myself piece by painful piece, to understand why I had sought solace outside my relationship, to confront my own insecurities, my own weaknesses, to learn to forgive myself, but only after truly understanding the depth of my wrongdoing. Even now, years later, the memory of Emily's heartbreak haunts me, a stark reminder of the devastating power of the infidelity. I carry the weight of my past, a lesson etched into my soul. I hope that one day she found healing, found love again, a love she truly deserved, a love that was pure and honest and unwavering. As for me, I continue to strive for integrity, for truth, for a life lived with honesty and respect for others, and most importantly for myself, for the person I want to be. Not the person I once was, the person who broke a heart and shattered a life with a single selfish choice, a single moment of weakness, a single act of betrayal.